Hey guys, welcome again to Camping with Steve. Now, my long-suffering subscribers have put up with a lot of weird stuff on here, so it's not getting any better today. It will in the future. I'll do some more real camping, but I'm in the city of Edmonton right now, where I live, and I'm gonna jump in a real cheap inflatable kayak that I picked up from Walmart. It was about $100. I'm gonna go down the river for a nice weekday secret camping trip in the forests out there somewhere. So follow along, this should be a good time. Cheap is right, this thing was like $100 US. So pretty well a pool toy. And this is a fairly serious river too. So I got a patch kit and a life jacket. Okay, that took a lot of pumping, but all loaded up and ready to go. Not a moment too soon because it looks like we could have a storm blowing in. So I gotta get down this river to somewhere that looks good to camp and set up. Just waiting for my beautiful wife to come. I forgot my charging station to charge all this stuff up. So she's bringing that back and then I'll be in the river and off I go. Got everything and I'm launching. Also, first time in a kayak, let alone an inflatable one. So we're gonna make this a short and sweet trip. Oh great, lightning. Just what I needed. Time to look for a spot sooner than later, I think. Like now. Okay, I was ready to paddle to shore because of the lightning, but there's a bit of a break in the weather and I'm not the only one out here. There's some actual kayaks up there. I gotta keep paddling, guys. So I'll answer a couple of questions I know I'm gonna get. I am not homeless, I have a house. I am not unemployed, I have a job, and not just making videos. I run a furnace repair company, so I just do weird things and I like to get outdoors. The city I live in is a couple hours drive in any direction from any serious forest. So I gotta make do with what I can in the city here. And pretty well the entire river valley has these houses there, real nice ones, and they're hogging a lot of the access to the river, but I've got my ways to get into the river valley. So I'll keep paddling and we'll find a good spot. And the pillars on bridges, gotta watch out for those things. They are pretty dangerous. I am moderately far from houses and I don't hear a lot of traffic, so I'm gonna check out the forest or the woods right up there. I'm gonna see if there's anything worth camping in. All right, got to shore without killing myself, and there are houses on the horizons, but I'm by no means in their backyards this time, or close to their backyards. I was never in anyone's backyard. So there's a little beaver trail here, and that means it should be a fairly remote place. I'm gonna look around, and if it looks good, I'm gonna get this raft hidden right away and have a whiskey. I'd like to get out here, but it's just not the right spot to camp. The banks are too steep. Gotta keep looking, and it is really close to a trail too. So next stop, over there somewhere. Who says there's no nature in the city, hey? Little beaver. Right. Now we're talking. This is an awesome spot. Across the river, there is a city park, and anybody local will know which one that is probably. That one's patrolled quite heavily. Over here, this is just a park kind of that nobody really knows about, or it's just parkland. It doesn't even have a name. So I'm gonna haul this raft up there, and then I'm just gonna be out here on the shore panning for gold, which I'm allowed to be doing right now. Nobody has to know about the camping. And yeah, let's go. Yeah, the bottom of the kayak is a light gray, so it doesn't stick out too bad. I'll push it further into the woods and cover it up. And I'm going to set up right in this little mosquito-infested hollow. They should go away when the sun goes down, though. I found 2 perfect trees to set up the hammock on, and this should be just fine and dandy. Oh, great, there is a trail not too far up there, but it's a little one, not a lot of people using it. And I got hammock straps to protect the tree. How about that? This will work quite good if I can figure out how to do it. The trees I'm using this time have a lot more girth than what I used the last time, so that should stop with any swaying around at night or unpleasantness like that. Hammock setup. The good people at Calgary sent me this power station charger, so I'm gonna get my phone charging up. I'm gonna put on some bug spray, I remembered this time, and get this camera charging because the 4K really sucks these batteries down. So, and we're gonna have a little whiskey tonight as well. So we'll see you in a bit when everything's nice and charged. Okay, I hope you can see me okay. It's a little bit of a strange shot with the sun going and then the darkness over here. But I am going to enjoy a little bit of Weiser's Special Blend right here by the river, where I'm allowed to be. There's nothing wrong with this, other than I shouldn't be having any whiskey out here. Delicious. So I'm gonna chill out here by the river. My wood's over there. Everything's set up nicely secluded, but it's so relaxing out here. Beautiful view. I can hear the water trickling, and a lot of people ask, you know, why are you doing this? But I just love to be outside, feel the cool air, hear the wind blowing through the trees. It doesn't get any better than this. So I'm gonna chill here for a bit, charge some stuff up, and then we're gonna do dinner. And I'm trying those freeze-dried packages because they're easy and I've never had them before. Hopefully they're not too offensive, but we'll find out. There's a couple up ahead walking their dogs off leash. Technically illegal, but I don't mind. And they could come this way, which is close to the camp. But my camp is tucked away, out of view, up in the woods there. So even if they stop by to say hi, I don't stick out. Alright, the couple with the dogs have weaseled their way up through a trail somewhere up there back onto the main trail system, which does go a little bit close to the camp, but you really have to bushwhack through real dense woods in order to find the camp. The wind is whipping up pretty bad, so I was going to cook out here by the river, which would have been pretty nice, but I'm going to get in out of the wind into the woods here. Yeah, this is more sheltered for sure. Good, good, good. What's nice about this spot is there's a berm there that blocks my view to people on the river. And there's a fairly substantial hill up this side, which blocks my view from them as well. Okay, we're gonna cook some food here. Never had the guts to try one of these freeze-dried things. It's a Mountain House beef stew, freeze-dried. they look so happy in the picture. I'm happy out here. So I'm using the same thing I did last time on the last video. I think these were hexamine tablets, extremely toxic when the fumes come off of them, so you shouldn't cook directly on them, but in a pot it should be okay. I'm using the cheapest cook set known to man, this little aluminum Coleman thing, because money's a factor when I do these types of things. And inside of this guy, this turns into a frying pan, I'm sure. Here's what I'm after. I hope that holds 2 cups. And if not, something in there will work. Oh, perfect. You got a little cup in here. So I'm going to start these up. Boil up our 2 cups of water. There's people out there on the river. They can't see me and they probably can't hear me. They're training for rowing. They're in one of those big long boats, like 5 of them with paddles. And their coach is in a motorboat. Anyway. Believe it or not, this time I kind of brought a knife. And I've heard that these tablets, some of my comments said, if you scratch them up, they light easier. We shall see. And we'll see how many cups of water this holds. This guy wants 2 cups of water in it, and I have no backup food if these things are crappy. Like, I have eaten pretty good food usually when I'm camping, and I'm just a little nervous that this might not be as tasty as I'm used to. Yeah, I think it holds pretty much 2 cups, minus whatever I spill. So I'm going to light this up, boil the water, dump it in there. Maybe I didn't scratch these up enough, I don't know. It's burning. Okay. Well, blooper number 1, I brought extra water, so that's good. Oh, really rickety here. I don't know. I guess don't cheap out on your cook set is a good idea. Okay, this is boiling along nicely, and I'm gonna give a shout out. I don't normally do this, but I got a message from Joanna the other day, and her son, Easton, loves watching Camping with Steve. 6 years old and just started school, so hi Easton, nice to have you watching, and hope you get to do some camping. Instructions look pretty easy on this. Open the pouch, remove the oxygen absorber, and dump in a couple of cups of water. Never tried this before, guys. Could be unpleasant. Doesn't look very good, to be quite honest. Doesn't smell too bad. I've certainly smelled worse, but yeah. Look at this. I hope you can see what's in there. That, oh, I don't know. I really hope this is a lot better than it looks. And I actually brought a fork today too. I'm prepared. I've got it all. Okay, that did it. Two tabs boiled 2 cups of water. Absolutely perfect. I'm not going to tempt fate and try to lift this in all at once, but some of this in here, and we'll see just how rotten this stuff actually is. Even got tab to spare there. So stir this stuff up with the fork that I brought, and you seal the bag right back up. Yeah, beef stew, super fast. Let it sit for a bit, and I've tasted worse, that's for sure. Moment of truth. And the verdict is not bad. Strangely tastes like a can of chili hooked up with one of those Ichiban soups and made this. Google Earth tells me that there is the trail about 150 feet that way from where I'm camped, which is still pretty close, but it's really thick woods around here, so I should be all right. I can't be too brazen, but I can hear people out there right now. I'd be more worried on the other side, where there's the river, in case a police boat or something came down there, but I am hidden pretty well behind this berm. Yeah, there are a lot of coyotes in this river valley. Coyotes are close by, so even more of a reason to get that little fire going. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild night out here, guys. This should do. And I'll scoop it out with this little guy, and then drill a little air hole in from the bottom here. Everything's gonna be all right, guys. So I'll just ramrod through the side here to give an air hole. I'm sure I'm gonna be corrected about this, but working with what I've got here and what I've read on Google. Air hole going in here. Ha 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 ha. That seemed a little inappropriate somehow, but okay. Got air shooting into the bottom through this side, and we'll put in some fire in there. So this is the other view. The top there is where all the wood material goes in. That's the air hole. Okay, rain is coming down. Here is this Dakota fire hole that I've probably done wrong. It's very small, but there's the air hole there. There's the fire there. And it keeps it all kind of nice and below ground level if you're looking from ground level. I can see how this works. So I'm absolutely certain I should have dug this a little bit deeper or put in a little less fuel, but it's still quite low key considering the circumstances. All right, gonna crawl right into my sleeping hole for the night. You get in from underneath, and then it seals right up. So I'll organize this and I'll give you another update in a sec. A little peek outside. Oh, the Dakota fire hole. Working its magic out there. It's a little A little more fiery than I thought. Well, anyways. Night, guys. Those geese are not giving up tonight. Almost prefer the dogs. Almost. Morning, guys. It was a much better sleep than last time. I'm going to pack this up, cook a breakfast. I'm a little scared about that because it's one of those dehydrated things like I had for dinner. It has eggs in it. But hopefully it's not as bad as I'm mentally preparing myself for. Then I gotta get home and edit this up so I can have this uploaded for Camping Thursday. Let's go! Now, the piece of advice I can give for taking down stuff quickly and setting it up quickly, don't tie a granny knot, ever. That's it. These little sliders are called snake skins. They make things pack up easy and nice and clean and set up in a flash. So, where you want to be. I treated the trees well with these nice little protective straps. And I won't forget these because I lost my first set of these things. And I've had to buy them a few times actually. So, down to the river for breakfast. That one that went by was the police boat, so I'm getting out of here right in the nick of time. Lovely to be on the river. I'm actually in full compliance with all local bylaws right now. So, breakfast time happens. I'm having an Alpine Air, something called a Bandito scramble, and it's got powdered eggs in it and all that. So, if the beef stew was any indication, I don't know, I might be surprised. Let's just keep a positive outlook on this, and we'll boil up our 1 cup of water. One thing I found with these freeze-dried meals, add a little more water than they suggest. They can be a little dry. So that'll boil up. And if Google Maps is not lying to me, there's a spot just up the river that I can get back to my house down a trail, and it's less than a mile to my place from that trail. As long as I can manage everything, what we'll see, I guess. But Bandito scramble. The camping Bandito. All right, time to do this. Oh. Remove the oxygen absorber. Gotta say, I'm not liking the smell, guys. Not liking the smell. Like, what was I thinking? How hard would it have been to bring an egg or two? Like, oh. gonna seal this up. Hopefully the flavors develop a little bit better than what I tasted right there. Oh. And it says to let it stand 10 minutes. I'm gonna give it like 15 or 20 or something. Like, really let that sit. And I'm gonna do a final garbage sweep around the area, make sure I haven't left anything behind. And I normally don't. In fact, I take extra garbage with me when I go that other people left. It looks, doesn't look bad, I guess. Okay, here we go. The flavor is not bad, but the texture, it feels like this should soak for another hour or so. You know, the potatoes in here are a lot more chewy than I normally like. But I'm gonna have a few bites, load this all up. I'm gonna let this marinate in the pouch on the hike back home, if I can get home through that little trail. So, needs a little more time to marinate. But lesson learned. You know, and I'm sure these would be really good after an 8-hour day of hiking. You know, all day long, eat nothing but granola, you get a hot meal. I get that, but time and place. Time and place for this. Right on, ready to launch. That looks like the spot right up ahead that I've got to try and get out at. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I managed to get to this spot, and you can see other people have been out here. We'll take care of that for them. It's half the hazard of pulling a raft like this on the shore. Broken beer bottles slicing the bottom of it. But here we go. Just gonna double check this is the right place. Oh yay. Outfall 29. Yeah, this is it. And that's not sewage. They just rerouted a creek through the city. We don't dump our sewage in the river here. Well, I can weasel my way up there. Thanks for watching this. If you like it or if you can stand it, please, you know what to do. And leave a comment, any questions, any suggestions. I read all the comments. I ignore the mean ones, but I read them all. So if I don't get back to you on a comment, just give me a reminder and I'll get back to you. So thanks for watching. Until next time, you're camping with Steve.